most trustless name in news.
Do you want to make it in 2024? Well, investing in crypto is a great way to do that because from the look of the markets, crypto is once again going into another super cycle. Many new millionaires are going to be made if people play their cards right and follow the narratives as they come. Bitcoin is obviously the next narrative, and Bitcoin-based assets are going to rocket. Where will Bitcoin go, and what are the top BTC assets? We'll find out in just about 10 minutes because it's time for Chico Crypto. So, to begin, we have to talk about the Bitcoin supercycle, as another one will take place due to the hype and eventual launch of the first spot Bitcoin ETFs. If you didn't know, Bitcoin is considered by many to be gold 2.0, the digital version of gold that is much better in many ways. Thus, it's safe to say comparing the price action of gold before and after its first spot ETFs is a good bet. As we can see, before the first gold ETF launched in November of 2004, gold had an anticipation rally. The price pumped from around $620 in May of 04 all the way up to $713 by the end of the year. A very nice 15% breakout. Bitcoin has seen a similar thing happen in anticipation of its own ETF. This anticipation rally started at the beginning of October with Bitcoin at 27K. As of yesterday, Bitcoin jumped all the way to above 45,000, a much bigger breakout of nearly 67%. If you put these charts side by side, I'm sure you can see with your own eyes they look very similar. So we can pretty easily predict after the ETF acceptance news for Bitcoin, the asset could easily follow a similar trajectory as gold. Gold was a buy the rumor, sell the news event, as after the launch there was a retrace, followed by an accumulation period, and then finally the moon mission. So how much could the retrace be for Bitcoin? How long will the accumulation period last? And what could be the peak of BTC at the end of this year? Well, let's take a look at gold. Gold retraced from the $713 peak at the end of 04 down to $667 in July of 2005, a 7% fall over the next 6 months. Personally, I see a similar thing happening with Bitcoin in regards to time. The first half of 2024 isn't going to be fireworks like many people expect, but will be a retrace and accumulation period. How far could this retrace be? Well, remember, the anticipation rally for BTC was much bigger than gold, 67% for BTC versus 15% for gold, nearly 3.5 times bigger. Thus, the crash after will likely be much bigger too. Based on the differences between the anticipation rallies, Bitcoin could likely crash by 31.2%. That would put Bitcoin hitting $31,000 if Bitcoin's peak before the ETF acceptance is 45K. And this could happen throughout the first half of 2024. This data based on the gold ETF is in line with other data on Bitcoin from previous cycles. Technical analyst CryptoCon put out a tweet analyzing previous cycles and came to a very similar conclusion. They see Bitcoin having a 6-month cooldown and retracing down to 30K. And literally, this data comes from them analyzing previous cycles. The more things change, the more they stay the same.
The more things change, the more they stay the same.
Don't be depressed by this thought, because those fireworks will eventually come. Gold started pumping after July of 2005, and then it went on a major rally for the rest of the year, going all the way up to $852. Based on gold, what price would that put Bitcoin at? Well, from the 667 low to 852 is about a 28% increase. Remember, the anticipation pump for BTC was nearly 3.5 times bigger than gold's. That would mean Bitcoin would pump from $31,000 to about $135,000 by the end of this year. That actually makes a lot of sense too. If you don't know about the Bitcoin rainbow chart, you should. It's a price predictor over time that has been scarily accurate throughout the Bitcoin cycles. Based on the rainbow chart and prior cycles, about 7 months after the Bitcoin halving, the blue line, BTC starts to trade in the orange range of the chart. This has happened cycle after cycle after cycle, like clockwork. About 7 months after the next Bitcoin halving puts us at the end of 2024. And as we can see, the first orange level during this time puts the price between $114,000 and $146,000. The more things change, the more they stay the same. So how exactly do you capitalize on this bull run Bitcoin ETF hype? Where are the sectors of crypto money should be allocated to? Well, I'm going to tell you the one that is coming immediately with the Bitcoin ETF news. But before we get into that, it's time for a short sponsored segment of this video, supported by Gaia Everworld. And like always, the full details of our agreement can be found in the description. Gaia World is a dynamic gaming platform that hosts an array of PvP battles and a rich metaverse experience, along with an upcoming MMORPG named Adventure Mode, integrating gaming, digital real estate, and community together. Gaia World is VC backed and has been nonstop building a world-class gaming experience and metaverse, with land sales and user development opportunities since all the way back in 2021. And with the recent release of the Gaia Fund, they are focused on accelerating gaming innovation by supporting projects and game devs both big and small, fueling metaverse projects and empowering AI innovations. Make sure to visit Gaia's website. The Alpha V1 is now live and ready for download on your Windows device, giving you the opportunity to experience their metaverse and gaming evolution firsthand. Explore the lands and even play their first highly regarded AA rated game debut, a player versus player battle game setting a new standard of quality and expectation in blockchain gaming. And Gaia is perfectly positioned to capitalize on the gaming industry of 3 billion plus global gamers and nearly a $350 billion market. The newly released Gaia Fund is set to bridge the gap, bringing mainstream gaming to the blockchain. The Gaia Fund will focus on incubating and launching new projects, offering a platform for investment and facilitating the growth of the Gaia World ecosystem. Projects and game developers will have access to the Gaia network of seasoned investors, strategic partners, and market experts, along with Gaia's expert guidance of knowledge in blockchain and game development. Supported projects will also gain access to Gaia's extensive community of gamers and crypto enthusiasts, which currently stands at over 100,000 members, giving new games and projects immediate visibility and engagement, driving momentum for them from the start. And now all Gaia token holders have the opportunity to support and invest in Gaia Fund approved projects through their structured tier system. First, users will need to purchase Gaia tokens from the market, then stake those tokens on the Gaia staking site. Stakers not only have the opportunity to invest in new projects, but also earn rewards of more Gaia tokens, and they also get early access to games and experiences. It's a new era at Gaia World. Make sure to visit their site to explore the land marketplace and to download their V1 Alpha World and access their world-class PvP game. And also visit their newest site, GaiaWorld.fund. If you're a project or game dev, make sure to explore how you can get supported by Gaia's experts and investors. But for us users, go grab some Gaia tokens, stake them, and put yourself in a position to start earning by supporting up-and-coming projects that come through their fund. Links for everything Gaia can be found in the description. Now back to the narrative that's going to take place with the Bitcoin ETF. And number one, the ones I see pumping immediately with the news are Bitcoin Layer 2s and Bitcoin token assets like ordinals. First, let's talk about Bitcoin ordinals. I was one of the first YouTubers to cover ordinals and did so all the way back in May of last year. As we can see from my video, back then, Ordi was just a measly $3.45. Well, as of yesterday, it was over 80 bucks and hit a peak of nearly 90. From when I first covered it to its peak, that's a 25x. In my opinion, if Bitcoin reaches 135,000 at the end of 2024, Ordi can easily do an over 10x. I could see Ordi reaching $1,000 per coin. Although back then I also covered another BRC20, and many of you might have some free money sitting that you don't even know about. I covered a token looking to build DeFi on Bitcoin called Oshi. Well, Oshi recently had a team split. Some of them stayed to build Oshi while others left and decided to build on a new token standard called CBRC20. Well, Oshi holders were airdropped the new token, Modo. And as we can see, for every Oshi, people were airdropped 1,000 Modo. Checking out the CBRC20 tracker Ordinals Novus, we can see Modo is the second ranked asset and worth $1.90. I didn't even know I had this, and I recently checked and I had some big money sitting there, and I just wanted to let you guys know. But like I mentioned in a video posted last week, Bitcoin Layer 2s are gonna do extremely well with the Bitcoin ETF news. But in that video, I mentioned Techum, and I'm so bullish on this one. If you didn't know, Techum staking just went live, and in just a couple of days, the TVL of staking broke 8 million. People are bullish on TET and the big APYs provided by staking it. But the big thing I'm bullish on is Techum soft notes. Techum allows notes to be minted on any blockchain, and these notes can be spent like cash around the world. And this Techum tweet explains why I'm so bullish. Minting soft note. You mint soft notes. Minting a soft note creates a wallet on the target blockchain and a new soft note bill. You choose the denomination. Every minter gets rewarded every time their bill is spent. Forever. The people become the banks with Techum. Every time one of their bills are spent, the banks and corporations don't get the transaction fees. The people do. Cheers, viewers. I'll see you next time.
The most trustless name in news.